Something strange starts happening to your decisions after a while. A decision comes up. 6 months ago, you'd have answered in 10 seconds. Now you pause, you think about it. Later that evening, you replay the decision in your head. Was that the right call? Nothing dramatic has happened. The business is still running, but decisions feel slower, and small choices feel strangely irritating. Most founders think this means stress or burnout. But very often it's something else. It's decision fatigue. And most founders don't realize it's happening. In this video, I'll show you the quiet signs that decision fatigue is already affecting how you think, why most founders mistake it for stress or burnout, and the strange moment when founders notice first, when decisions that used to feel obvious suddenly start feeling hard. Think about your phone battery. When you wake up in the morning, it's at 100%. Everything feels fast, apps open instantly, you don't even think about it. But as the day goes on, messages arrive, apps running in the background. Nothing dramatic happens, the phone still works, but it gets slower. Apps hesitate before opening. You start closing things just to keep it usable. Decision fatigue works the same way. Your brain does not suddenly stop working, it just becomes slower, noisier, and less clear. And the strange thing about decision fatigue is it rarely feels like exhaustion, it shows up in much quieter ways. Most founders notice this one first. Decisions that used to take seconds start taking minutes. A message comes in. 6 months ago, you'd have answered instantly. Now you pause, you think about it longer than expected. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you think, why am I overthinking this? This shouldn't be this hard. I used to do this instantly. Nothing about the decision actually changed. What changed is how many decisions your brain has already processed. Psychologists studying decision fatigue found that every decision uses a small amount of mental energy, similar to a muscle being repeatedly used. Each approval, each judgment, each tiny choice. But when enough stack up, your brain simply takes longer to process the next one. Barack Obama once explained that he intentionally limited daily decisions like what suit to wear. He wore only grey or blue suits. His reason was simple. He did not want to waste decision energy on small things because leadership already required thousands of decisions. And even then, decisions still stay in your head. At first, the decision feels done. You answered the question. You sent the message. You made the call. But later, it comes back. Usually when you are doing something else. Driving, showering, walking the dog. And the thought appears again. Did I miss something? Was that the right call? Maybe I should check that again. So you reopen Slack or email. You replay the conversation. You reread the message. Not because anything went wrong, but because the decision never quite left your head. Founders are rarely tired of big decisions. Strategy, hiring, those are all interesting. What becomes exhausting are those tiny approvals. Someone asks, can you just take a look at this? Is this okay to send? Which option do you prefer? Each one takes 10 seconds. But after the 20th one, something changes. You feel a flash of irritation, and the thought appears, why am I even involved in this? Another shift appears. Your decisions become safer. Not because you changed your ambition, because your brain is trying to save energy. A new idea appears. An experiment, a change. 6 months ago, you would have exploded. Now a different thought appears. Let's just do what we did last time. We can experiment later. Let's not complicate things. Behavioral economists call this status quo bias. When the brain is tired, it prefers familiar options because they require less thinking. And when the brain stays in that energy-saving mode for long enough, something else starts happening to your thinking. You are thinking all day, constantly, but the thinking does not feel clear. A message arrives, you answer it, then a team question, then a client issue, then another small decision. Your attention keeps jumping, one thing to the next. By the afternoon, you notice something strange. You are busy thinking, but not really thinking things through. And founders often describe it simply: my brain feels full. Not tired, just full. There is one more signal founders notice. Their patience starts shrinking. A question comes in. Normally you would explore it. Now the response is quicker. Just tell me the answer. What do you think we should do? Let's decide and move on. You become shorter in meetings, quicker in replies, less curious in discussions. Not because you care less, your brain has simply run out of decision energy. Across all of these signs, there is one pattern hiding underneath. Decisions are still flowing through one person. Not just the big ones, the small ones too. And the human brain was never designed to carry that many decisions every day. Not because you're failing, not because you're burned out, but because too many decisions still need you. And once a founder sees that clearly, something important changes. And once you notice that, another question starts appearing. Why do so many decisions still need the founder? Why do they keep routing back to one person? Because in many growing companies, something is missing. Not more effort, not more tools. A way for the business to make decisions without the founder in the room. That's what we are going to look at next. What happens when everything in your business still depends on you, and what to do when everything depends on you.